Well, like you had said, you're cellmates with Sibo, who I remember Tupac said that was his favorite rapper.
Absolutely.
And he had just done Trade War Stories on All Eyes on Me, which went diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And you had never met Tupac, right?
Yeah, I ran into Tupac. We was all recording in the same universe. So
Okay.
I've ran into Tupac. I ran into Master P. We ran into everybody. We was outside.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. But you didn't have the close relationship that Sibo had.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Now, you fast forward to 2024, Keefe D is sitting in jail awaiting murder charges around the Tupac situation. How do you feel about that?
I don't feel shit about that. Honestly, I don't really feel shit about that. I feel like I feel like the outcomes are the direct result of niggas' behavior. Everybody's outcomes are a result of their behaviors, inclusive of Tupac, inclusive of Keefe D, inclusive of his interview with you, inclusive of the detectives. Everybody's outcomes are a direct result of the behaviors that they decided they wanted to participate in. And the outcome's gonna be, I don't feel shit about that shit. I don't feel nothing about it.
Well, you're recording albums in prison and you're putting them out. And at one point in 2002, you were stabbed by some gang members because they said that they wanted you to produce them and you didn't want to do it. You end up getting stabbed by a toothbrush with razor blades and a knife made out of metal from baseball equipment and so forth. Is that true?
It is not. In 2002,
okay, you know what I'm talking about though, right?
We could talk about this story, but the reason they did what they did was so that you, just like right now, you're rewarding what they were trying to do. These niggas is niggas that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. My business was not their business. I'm not no motherfucking Mexican. I respect melanated people and their struggles, but I'm not no motherfucking Mexican. I'm a Southside nigga from Sacramento, a black dude that banged Crip. That's what I came from. So for a Mexican to have been in my business is a direct violation of some codes. And niggas don't talk about that because they too busy sensationalizing what I experienced. But the reality was, at first it's X-rated, ain't no celebrity, then it's I'm getting talked about like a celebrity. Niggas gotta pick their poison. I don't know who the fuck else was in Playboy. I don't know who the fuck else was in the LA Times. I don't know who the fuck else was in The Source, Vibe on the cover of the first Murder Dog, Double XL. I don't know who the fuck else was, but people was TMZ in me is what we like to call it. Motherfuckers was just talking about me, and you got a person that's disruptive to the environment because everybody, these niggas is fans. So before you come to prison, these niggas is fans. They get to prison and shave your head, and you in a gang that is at odds with me because I'm black. But you still want to talk to me and be cool with X-rated. And I'm like, nigga, you go over there with your people. My people can't be pieces of shit, but I'm cool because I'm a rapper. Nigga, fuck you niggas. I'm with these niggas. I'm not over here. I'm not no Mexican and I'm not no white boy. If a white boy with me, it's because he rep what we repped. I wasn't because I was a white boy. And so nobody asked why these motherfuckers was in my business and who would be investigating who and caring. X-rated showed up, the dude who's been making albums all this time. These niggas don't want to be Tupac. A nigga that want to rap in jail don't want to be Jay-Z. He want to be X-rated. I'm the only one who ever did it. I'm the one on Billboard. Their goal, their fantasy ain't to attain a Tupac status. Or Jay-Z, that's unreasonable to reach. But DMX, they looking at, damn, X-rated is in building 5 and he in his catalog and they can listen to it. So niggas is thinking about me too much. People gave too much of a fuck about what I was doing. So there's a Hip Hop DX article about me getting cracked in 2009. I got caught in my cell with a cell phone and a full-blown studio in my cell. And this is where intelligence come into play. I like to study California Code of Regulations, Title 15, every year when they pass them motherfuckers out in January. I'm reading that motherfucker, and La Menendez taught me this. I'm reading that bitch to see what they didn't address. I'm reading it not to see what the rules are. I'm reading that bitch to see what the rules aren't. And there's no rule against me having a cellular phone because who would have one of those? The guy who could fucking afford to pay somebody to bring him one. That's who could have one. Several of them, right? So who can afford to have a studio in his cell right? Why would they need that rule? Who would do such a thing? I would, nigga. And so I'm ahead of the rules. By the time I'm getting cracked for shit and they can't do nothing about it, they think we got them. One time the motherfuckers raid my cell, find a studio. I'm talking about I got every recording device you could think of, mics, all this shit. And they find all of that. I had a lighter in the cell. And them motherfuckers threw the lighter away, took all of the technical shit, would celebrate it, went to the program office and looked up the rules and couldn't find shit to write me up for it. They gave me a 3006C possession of contraband, which would have been the same if I had a butt-naked picture of a bitch. That's how light that rule was and I'm sitting there aware of that. They thought, we got them. Now, I've been sued by the state of California under the Son of Sam law. The California Supreme Court strikes that down. So, damn, we can't take his money. We done put this nigga in the hole. I done recorded 100 songs already. Album comes out anyway. There was no stopping it and they hated it. So this rule, if they had have written me up for the lighter, they could have gave me possession of a caustic substance and put me in the shoe for 3 years, but them stupid motherfuckers threw the damn lighter away and wrote me up for possession of contraband, right? So there's a lot of people upset about that who perceive it as, how did you do that? How could he have beat that? Because you gotta be in trouble for that, which is ironic because you would think that they would celebrate witnessing some gangster shit. But instead, the speculation is, how did X-Rated get away with that? Because these motherfuckers don't know how to read, huh? So the institution's mad at me. The state of California's mad at me. I done beat the Son of Sam law. Me, Charles Manson, and O.J. Simpson have defeated the Son of Sam law. So any author that ever wrote a book in the pen and got paid for it, Charles Manson gave them songs to Guns N' Roses and they tried to take his money and Axl Rose hired all them lawyers. That shit benefited all these motherfuckers. Everybody got to make money. Couldn't take the money from Tuki's books. Couldn't do that because of what happened with us. So I'm proud of that. But it's a lot of motherfuckers that was mad. So now I'm reading the rules. Oh, my lawyer can bring a recording device up here to do a deposition, and this is a confidential visit with my attorney, so they can't listen to it, right? Who can afford to do that? I can. So, yeah, I got a lawyer up in here, nigga, and I'm busting 100 songs in that bitch. And here come the sergeant and takes all the equipment and thinks he got me. And I say, you making a mistake, Sarge. You might not want to do that, dog. But I don't give a fuck what this nigga take his dumb ass over there to the program office, turn all this shit in, try to write me up. I go to my cell, they call me out, and I'm sitting there and I see the suits. So, okay, you motherfuckers got the lawyers in here, huh? And I said, yeah, so like I said, you cannot listen to my attorney visit. So what did I do wrong? And nobody wants to say what I did wrong. They think I'm dumb enough to say it. What did I do wrong? Nobody want to say it. So I finally say, man, I need all my stuff back and you going to be working in a light tower when I'm done with you. And so my lawyer whooped that sergeant's ass at this same institution. That sergeant got demoted and his homeboys was angry because they bang just like we bang. And all of them other motherfucking redneck white boys was mad just like he was mad that they boy got his ass whooped by that nigga that was still rapping on the yard and they couldn't stop it. That's what the fuck happened. And they use these bitch ass vulnerable spirit motherfuckers to try and attack me to remove me off the yard because there was no other way that they could whoop me. Them niggas was working for the police. And fuck them niggas for that. Fuck they homies. And fuck them niggas for being in my business. GBC. That's how I really feel. I'm on parole, Vlad. And say what the fuck I want.